Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to NoDQ Live here on NoDQ.com as well as the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Aaron Rift. Thank you guys for tuning in live tonight. Those of you that are watching live in the chat room, thank you again for watching. And thank you all that are watching on demand as well. I really do appreciate all the support, and please keep spreading the word. So tonight, let's talk about SmackDown Live. Let's get right down to it. SmackDown Live versus Monday Night Raw this week. I'd have to say I thought Raw was a better show. SmackDown Live was good, and there were things I liked about the show, but at the same time, I felt like there was a lot of filler on this week's show. We had no Jinder Mahal, which is either a positive or a negative. It's a negative in the sense that the WWE champion should be on the show. It's a positive because Jinder Mahal was not on the show, in my opinion. Oh, we have Virtue. Virtue is in the chat room, by the way, doing the moderator job. So you guys make sure you behave in the chat room. In a few minutes, I will give my thoughts on the Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens promo. Braden says, I think AJ will go on to win the Rumble. So first, I would like to talk about the match with AJ Styles and Baron Corbin for the U.S. title. I will talk about Neville as well in a few minutes, so stay tuned for that. But first, let's start off with the main event of the show. I think that it was a nice change of pace for a clean finish. I mean, already in one match, Corbin has more credibility as a champion than Jinder Mahal. One match is all it took. Baron Corbin beating AJ Styles clean. I like it. If Baron Corbin is going forward as the U.S. champion, you give the guy some credibility by having him beat the babyface clean. That is how you establish a champion. So I actually liked this better than anything else on the entire SmackDown show. I was not expecting it. So it was a pleasant surprise. You put the title on Corbin, you have him win matches. That is how you make a champion. So thumbs up segment. And this opens the door for AJ to go into the WWE title picture, which is what I'm assuming is going to happen. I'm assuming it's going to be AJ Styles versus Jinder Mahal as the next program. Will AJ win the title? Maybe he'll win. Maybe Mahal will win it back in India. Maybe Mahal stays champion until WrestleMania and puts over Cena for the 17th title victory, whatever. We'll see. But at least in the short term, AJ Styles can get back into the main event WWE title picture. Now, I'm looking at some of the comments here. No talking about 205 Live. F205 Live. That is my hashtag. We're here to talk about SmackDown Live. This is NoDQ Live. F205. Now, let's talk about some of the other segments on SmackDown. We had a promo with Bobby Roode, interrupted by Dolph Ziggler, setting up a match for next week in Seattle. A few people have asked me, will I be going to that show in Seattle since I live in Portland? The answer is no. Not driving 3 hours to see Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler again. Just not interested. Even if it was flipped and Raw was in Seattle and SmackDown was here in Portland, I still would not go up to Seattle to see the show. I would not want to see Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman in a cage when it comes to doing a 3-hour drive. But that's just my opinion. Maybe some of you out there would. I am looking forward to Raw, though. And I did mention the match on last night's NoDQ Live. It's a good main event for Raw. And it's one of the better main events that WWE has put out for Monday Night Raw in a while. So I am excited on that note, but not excited enough to drive 3 hours for it. But anyways, back to SmackDown. We had a number one contenders match to kick off the show. We had one of those segments where one team comes out, the second team comes out, third team comes out, fourth team comes out, fifth team comes out, and then Daniel Bryan came out. And this was actually entertaining because Daniel Bryan was a little ticked off. Daniel Bryan set up a four-way match to determine the Usos' next challengers. And I like the fact that the Usos and New Day showed a little bit of respect, and the Usos put them over, and they had their Us Truce, whatever they were calling it. So I thought that this was a fairly good segment. The match, though, just felt like more filler. I guess it makes sense to establish a new number one contender tag team, and you could say it's a positive because the Fashion Police actually got a match on television instead of doing the backstage segments, which some people like, but I've never been a huge fan of those Fashion File segments. So here come the dislikes, but I just don't find them that funny. They have their moments, don't get me wrong, but I'm kind of over it, to be perfectly honest. So we had Gable and Benjamin win, which was good. I enjoyed it. And then we had the women's segment, which got Becky Lynch some TV time and got her back into the mix. Thinking about it overall, I think SmackDown was a pretty good show, but not quite as good as Raw. I still think Raw was the better show. Let's go ahead and talk about, Cool Hand Dylan says, how dare you, Rift? Jason EXP said Ziggler to New Japan Pro Wrestling. Steve Herman says Breezango is over. Yeah, I mean, the crowd does like the act, so that's good for them. Oh, speaking of tag teams, let's talk about Harper and Rowan before I get to the Zayn and Owens promo. So Luke Harper and Eric Rowan are, in fact, still employed by WWE, and they have been repackaged. They are now some sort of Viking gimmick or Highlanders knockoff. I'm not even sure what they're supposed to be. I thought they were Heavy Machinery at first, but then they turned around and it was Harper and Rowan. Why fix something that wasn't broken? Luke Harper was doing just fine. And now they have these giant hammers and what's their name? The Bludgeon Brothers or some crap like that. I don't know. Cool Hand Dylan says, I dig the new look. So obviously some people disagree. Some people disagree with me, but I do not have high hopes for this new gimmick. So what do you guys think? Do you like this new Harper and Rowan? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Keith Ballard says they looked cool. Travis W said we need a Thor reference. So it's a mixed bag. It looks like some people like it, some people hate it. Chris Morrison, I'm flattered, but you're not my type. Let's see. Thumbs up. Major thumbs down from Don Wooding. Steve Herman says maybe feud with the New Day. Have Harper and Rowan feud with the New Day. Zayn and Owens will be the tag team champions. Wreck-It Beckett says, how you doing? I'm doing good. I'm doing pretty well. Like I said, I enjoyed SmackDown for the most part. I did feel like the show was a bit of filler at times, but I still think it was a good show. NoDQ Rock said, reunite Harper and Rowan with Bray. Logan says, KO looks like he smells like cheese. Okay. Anyways, let's move on here. Let's talk about the Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn segment. I liked Zayn's performance. I thought his passion and his delivery was really strong. With that being said, there was no reference whatsoever to the segment where Shane came out and ran into Sami Zayn and then ignored Sami Zayn's condition, did not check on him or anything. There was no reference to this. And I was like, what? That was like the whole thing that made me think Zayn was going to turn heel. And there was no reference to it. They could have done a little bit more with referencing Zayn's frustrations. You know, he wasn't on the SummerSlam card, but there was no mention of that. So I think the promo, the scripting of it could have been a bit better. Delivery was great. Zayn did a great job with the delivery. He still came out to his old music. I thought maybe he would have some new music or something would change. It was a good segment. Not perfect though. I don't think it was the best segment possible, the best explanation, but I thought it was pretty good. Overall, I would say mainly due to Zayn's delivery, it was a good segment. We'll see where it goes from here. There was no Shane McMahon on this show, which is fine. You know, he's selling the injuries from Hell in a Cell, and I get it. That makes sense. We had Randy Orton and Shinsuke Nakamura defeating Rusev and Aiden English. This match just felt like filler. Like, just throw those guys out there, so they stay in the limelight. No clear direction on where Nakamura is going at this point. I guess Orton and Rusev is continuing. It really was just a filler match. It felt like a house show match that they were televising. So yeah, it was. I guess maybe it was designed so Nakamura could get a little bit of momentum back after losing at the pay-per-view, pinning Aiden English. So I guess in a sense it was fine. Jason EXP says, turn Randy Orton heel. By the way, we have over 150 live viewers right now. So thank you guys for tuning in, and please keep spreading the word. I know a few of you out there are frustrated with me plugging the promotion of the channel all the time, but for those of you complaining, especially you, go on Facebook and Twitter and MySpace and Reddit and spread the word about NoDQ Live. You do it, and we get those numbers up, I'll complain less. So there you go. I'll mention it less. And by the way, 300 live viewers and one random person in the chat room the day we hit 300 live viewers will get a free NoDQ t-shirt off of Pro Wrestling Tees. So that will happen if and when we hit 300 live viewers, maybe one of these weeks. Ooh, that's harsh. Aaron is overrated. Bill and Doug are much better. I actually remember Bill and Doug. Those are the TNA guys, right? There's a couple names from the past. That's harsh, man. That was a low blow. Very low. So I think I covered pretty much all the big matches of SmackDown. If there's anything else you guys would like me to discuss, well, I'm seeing all the Neville comments. So I think you guys want me to talk about Neville, and you want some kind of insight about Neville. It appears, at the very least, he has walked out on WWE, and he might be gone. I mean, even if he asks for his release, WWE is not necessarily going to grant it right away. They might. I mean, this is almost like the same thing with Austin Aries. Austin Aries was frustrated. He left. Apparently, Neville was scheduled to lose to Enzo on Raw, and that match was originally planned for Raw. Now, I know a few weeks ago, Neville complained about his t-shirt design being lousy and not being worthy of the king. So he publicly bashed the t-shirt design on his Twitter page, which is usually something you don't do when you're happy with your job. We saw Aries do a similar thing when the WrestleMania DVD came out and the Neville Aries match was cut from it. Aries was very vocal about that. And then, what do you know, a month or two later, he leaves the company. So I sense maybe Neville is in a similar spot as Aries in terms of being frustrated with being stuck in the cruiserweight division. And, the higher you are in the card, the more money you're making. And I think guys like Aries and Neville might see a ceiling where they're stuck in this division, and that's as far as they're going to go. And, wrestlers, they have the egos. They want to be number one. They want to be in the main event. And that attitude is, if you're not in it to be the number one guy, then you shouldn't be in it. So these guys are very driven people. Aries, Neville, pretty much all the guys in WWE, they're all very driven. They want to be number one. They want to make the big money. They want to be the top stars. So when you're stuck in a division and you're pretty much stuck in that universe, it could definitely play a factor in people being unhappy with their spot, feeling like there's nowhere they can go. There's no upward mobility. So that might be the case with Neville. We don't know right now for sure if he's done or not. Maybe he'll come back. Maybe him and WWE will work things out, or maybe they'll just cut him loose. Right now, it's still up in the air. The Young Bucks went on Twitter, as John Chowder mentioned, and Matt Jackson or Nick Jackson, one of them tweeted out the Bullet Club t-shirt to Neville. So they're already playing up on that and trying to capitalize on all the talk about Neville's status. So stay tuned to NoDQ.com. Any updates we have will be up on NoDQ regarding Neville. I can understand his frustrations, though, if it is in fact the idea that he's stuck in the cruiserweights and wants to do more than that. I could understand that, and maybe having to put over Enzo. I mean, Enzo definitely has that bad reputation, even though he's going out there on TV and he's doing the promos. I could see the guys really being frustrated. I mean, basically Enzo went out there and was calling Neville ugly and just completely trashing the guy. So maybe Neville just got fed up. I mean, we really don't know all the details, and until Neville actually says something, it's all going to be speculation and hearsay. But apparently there is something going on. Neville is not happy with the company in some way. I think that T-shirt Twitter message from a few weeks ago was the first real sign of it, just like with Aries, when Aries tweeted out about the WWE WrestleMania 33 DVD. So we'll see what happens with Neville. Cool Hand Dylan says Enzo is a god. So there you go. It seems like a lot of you are very upset about Neville and are frustrated about that. ZR J-Ro says, where's that Alexa Fox t-shirt? Good question. Maybe she will finally get one. But in her case, I mean, she seemed really upset, and she's been with the company for many years, and she is getting TV time. So it looks like WWE's trying to rectify the situation and give her a push. And she has improved. I give her credit, and her character is interesting, being the crazy woman. She does a pretty good job with it. So, hopefully for her sake, she does get a t-shirt and they do something with her. Hopefully it's a better t-shirt than the one they had for Neville. I mean, I totally agree with Neville. That t-shirt was just awful. I mean, that was like the worst t-shirt design you could possibly come up with for a guy. I felt really bad for him. I mean, it definitely was not something that I think was going to fly off the shelves. Dan says Walking Dead or TLC. 5 years ago, I would have said Walking Dead. Now, I'm actually going to say TLC. This is off topic, but Walking Dead's gone way downhill for me the past couple seasons. But enough of that. This is about wrestling. Let's stick to the wrestling topics. Aaron should be the new Raw general manager. I'm not sure if this person is talking about me because he spelled the name E-R-I-N. So maybe I'm just being trolled by somebody who wants to spell my name like that. Maybe the moderators can warn the people that spell my name wrong. Show me some respect, damn it. It's A-A-R-O-N, you son of a you-know-what. Anyways, what else would you guys like me to discuss on this video? Go ahead and leave a comment. Chris says, what has happened to Randy Orton? He's still there. He's still one of the top stars, but WWE is trying to build new talent and push new people. So Orton is basically there as a guy who can help sell tickets to live events. He has that name value, but he's not going to be pushed as the guy in WWE. And if he was, you guys would complain about it. So, at least he's still there. He's still doing things. Yeah, it would be nice, though, if they could give him a really solid storyline. And the question here, what's next for Jinder? I think it's AJ versus Jinder. I mean, that's what it feels like. Oh, by the way, we just crossed 200 live viewers. So that is a great number for the Tuesday night NoDQ live. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. If you're watching for the first time, I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you do, please share it. Please keep spreading the word. Subscribe to the channel. This is every Monday night, every Tuesday night, NoDQ live. And I thank you guys very much for tuning in. Has your WrestleMania card since you predicted it? I'm not sure what that comment was about. Uh-oh. Scott said you screwed Greg. I did not screw Greg Cherry. Greg Cherry screwed Greg Cherry. But never say never. Maybe Greg Cherry will get another championship opportunity, as they would say in WWE. And by the way, for those of you that just tuned in, you're asking me about Harper and Rowan. I did talk about all that at the beginning of the video. So some people prefer to watch the on-demand, which is fine. Most of the people do watch on-demand. I thank you guys for watching, period, whether it's live or on-demand, because we've already hit over 20,000 views for last night's video, which is the highest viewership for NoDQ Live to date. So the show is definitely growing, and I really do appreciate it. and I thank you guys very much. I cannot thank you enough. Monk Life said Jeff did his homework. This is in regards to the Wrestling Trivia Challenge. Matthew Cross says the live is better. Well, I'm glad you guys enjoyed the live video. I had to tweak a few things, and it's trial and error. You know, there was one live video where I got sabotaged by a certain somebody, but luckily I figured that out and was able to get things working properly with the live videos. And it's a nice concept. It's nice to interact with everybody live and just move from one topic to the next and just try to go with that flow. Live is nice because we can interact with you directly. So, I mean, that's a great thing. And some people say my questions never answered. And I'm sure there's still some people I'm not responding to. Lashin Davis says, I like all NoDQ.com videos. Thank you for that. Thank you guys so much. Programming note. So we're doing a triple threat wrestling trivia challenge match, which is coming up. That will be up either Friday or Saturday. No Jeff Meacham. This will be 3 contenders trying to win the No DQ Trivia Championship and get that #1 contender spot. We got a No DQ panel video coming up. Joe Cronin is coming to No DQ very soon. So we got a lot of things planned for October. Hoping to get some other big names in the internet wrestling sports entertainment community on for the panel videos. And then, of course, this coming Monday, No DQ Live, I will be there in Portland for Monday Night Raw. So the video will be up later than usual. It will start around midnight Eastern, 9 Pacific. Stay tuned for that. No, we're not going to get Sean's view on No DQ. We already had him on, and we invited him back, and he turned us down. So I think he just came on to get some publicity for his channel, and that was that. You know, I was fine having him on. I thought he did a good job, but I mean, clearly he just wanted to be on and then go his own way and do his own thing. Brian Zane. Well, that guy never invited me to his whatever his show was for WrestleMania, the Internet Darlings. I would be fine having him on, but that is up to him. If you guys want him on, go tweet him or message him. I'd be fine having him on. Converse Craig says, just ordered 2 NoDQ.com t-shirts. Thank you. Well, thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. And you guys can get a NoDQ.com shirt. You know, I don't do the e-begging or anything like that. If you guys want to financially support the site besides clicking the videos and going on the website, go to ProWrestlingTees.com and grab a shirt. We have the NoDQ.com t-shirt, a Talk Wrestling t-shirt, and a bunch of other shirts on there. Check it out, ProWrestlingTees.com, search NoDQ. And again, when the day comes that we hit 300 live viewers, I will give one random person in the chat room a free NoDQ.com t-shirt. Logan, how exactly do you make money by having a website? Just ask one of the people that get annoyed by the ads. It's the ads, as they say. All those annoying ads that pop up on your screen. Basically, that's it. And the ads you see on YouTube, somebody says, your videos have too many ads. Well, you know, that's how I'm able to pay my rent and pay my phone bill and all that good stuff. Where are your seats for Monday night? I'm not even sure. I bought them months ago, but I'm with a group of people, and we're going to be having a fun time. What do you think about Emma versus Asuka? I did mention that last night. I think it'll be an okay match, but I mean, it's basically just the showcase for Asuka. Orton versus Reigns. Not really interested in seeing that. I mean, I suppose they could do something like that, but I don't really see the point unless they're going to do like a Raw versus SmackDown match. When did they announce the 2018 pay-per-view dates? Looking to get someone a birthday gift. I think they already have a few dates out. They have the Royal Rumble, which is Philadelphia. I haven't really heard much else besides Rumble and WrestleMania. And of course, SummerSlam, as usual, is going to be in Brooklyn for, what is it, the 4th year. Other than that, I think in the next couple of months, by the end of the year, we should definitely have a pretty good idea of what the pay-per-view schedule is. Do I have a PS4 Pro? No. I am a Nintendo loyalist. I have the Nintendo Switch now, and I'm actually planning to get the WWE 2K18 video game, which is the first video game to be released on a Nintendo console since I believe Day of Reckoning 2. They might have released one of those WWE Smackdown versus Raw games on whatever that console was. I'm forgetting now. The Wii. They might have released one or two. I'm not sure. I stopped buying video games after WWE video games, that is, after Day of Reckoning 2. Oh yeah, WWE 12 and 13 was on the Wii. So it's been at least a couple of years since a WWE game has been on a Nintendo console. So I will definitely grab this one. And people have been asking me about the old NoDQ CW League, and I tell them never say never. That's all I got to say about that. When is the next draft? Well, there was all that speculation about a second draft, which I personally thought was unnecessary, and it looks like they're not going to do it after all, which I think is good. I think it's overkill to do 2 in 1 year. Just do one draft every year and let that be it. I think there was talk about doing it maybe as a way to boost the TV ratings up with football. Actually, they're doing halfway decent. I mean, the numbers are down, but compared to last year at the same time, so far the TV ratings are not dropping any further, which is good. That is definitely a positive. That it appears WWE television viewership has in fact bottomed out, and it's not going to get any worse. But then again, they still have another 3 months of football season left to go, so things could still end up collapsing. Do you think Daniel Bryan will return to wrestling for Mr. Dobby 33? Yes, it's just a matter of where. Will it be WWE? I don't know. I think he's going to wrestle again. It's just a matter of where he will be allowed to wrestle. But I think if his heart is set on it, it's going to happen. Would you ever appear on another wrestling podcast if asked? I'm not really a fan of appearing on other shows. Maybe that's why some of those other guys don't want to be on, because they're the same way. If it was a big enough show, though, I would definitely be open to it. I think I've only done one. I'm typically not interested in appearing on other shows, but if it was a big enough show, I would at least consider it. Frank Donk says my butt is itchy. Okay, moderators, give him a warning. Seriously, guys, don't make stupid comments in here, especially when I'm trying to read through the comments here and try to find good comments here to read off, and then I have to read the stupid ones. So you're just wasting my time and everybody else's. If WWE ever offered you work, would you accept it? No, not interested. People ask me this all the time. Would I take a job with WWE? I should write for WWE, yada, yada, yada. Not interested. I like my life to be drama-free and stress-free. I would find that job to be extremely mentally demanding, and I'm just not interested. I like to be cool, calm, and collected. I like my sanity, and working for WWE would be a tremendous way to lose my mind. So I'm not interested. Not interested. I'm not a mark for it. I have no desire to do it. Not something I would even really consider if they offered it. I don't think I would do it, which they won't anyways, because I'm just some Joe Schmo anyways. I don't have a college degree, and that's the thing. You need to have like 5 years of television experience and a college degree and all this stuff on paper that looks impressive. You got to kiss butt. You got to do all that stuff. And, it's just not my thing. I am perfectly fine doing this, running NoDQ.com, being able to say whatever I want and, use that free speech and make money doing it. I have my own place here in Portland. It's very nice. Have my own car, have all this good stuff, and, going to the beach when I'm not busy. So for me, that's the low-key lifestyle I like and I enjoy. So no going to WWE. I would never even consider moving to Stanford. So that would be like the deal breaker right there, because I do not handle the cold weather well. Portland, it snowed here in January. I was not a fan of it. I could never handle the New England weather. So going to Stamford, Connecticut, ain't going to happen. Maybe for $1 million, but realistically, we know that's not going to happen. Anyways, I will go ahead and wrap up this video tonight. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I know I've said it a million times, but thank you guys for tuning in and spreading the word. We did get over 200 live viewers tonight. By the way, plug for Virtue. Check out Virtue on Twitter at NoDQ_Virtue. He's going to be doing some stuff, some Facebook videos and more columns. Check him out. Cheap plug for Virtue. Great part of the NoDQ family. Follow him if you're not already. He's got some great opinions, some controversial ones, no doubt, but Virtue is a great guy. Check out his work and stay tuned to NoDQ.com this weekend for Wrestling Trivia Challenge and all that stuff. And I will be back Monday night for another edition of NoDQ Live with my on-location thoughts about Raw in Portland. It will, again, be around midnight, 9 p.m. Pacific time. Check it out this coming Monday. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you again.